Planning and research required multiple media platforms to allow us to dive in depth into our genre of social realism. We used the internet as our main source of information. We began our research by using Google's search engine to gain a greater understanding and broader background on social realism. From here we viewed mood boards and note characteristics of our genre. It built on our knowledge on previous social realism genres which we'd already knew about and wanted to incorporate in our own production, such as Skins. By using the internet, we found some of the films that acted as a basis to gain inspiration for our own, especially the film Fish Tank. We felt the Fish Tank had the exact look we were going for and similarly dealt with complex social issues. Our next step was using sharing websites such as IMDb and YouTube to watch similar genres and be able to identify codes and conventions used and work out how we could effectively apply these to our trailer. We aimed to watch trailers that were from independent smaller production companies. This is because we can see how they utilise their resources on a smaller budget. We looked at both the ratings and comments to assess whether these trailers had actually been successful and if the audience had identified the codes and conventions used. It also allowed us to see what the audience liked and identify potential viewers for our product. We used Blogger in order to present the inspiration that inspired us and track our journey from beginning to end. It allowed us each to individually share our experience and track our progress. It was effective because we went down different avenues with our research and planning, and therefore when we came together we created a more diverse trailer. It was extremely simple but effective tool to use and allowed us to embed other mediums like prezzies and videos. By using Blogger, we were able to create an archive in which we could access any previous work over the course through the use of tags. We could also communicate and articulate schedules and timetables, for instance our filming schedule, and we could all be informed of where and when we were going. We could also customise the layout and design of the blog to match the brand appearance and style. This strong brand cohesion makes Chrome pictures and inertia easy to spot. We could also create polls, which were extremely helpful as it allowed us to have direct contact and feedback from potential consumers. We did this when our group could not decide between DR10 and inertia as our trailer title. Audience feedback was crucial for us to create a successful trailer and ancillary text. In AS, we only used media students to gain feedback and therefore had a very small demographic and limited range in opinions and feedback. However, this year we used SurveyMonkey. This enabled anyone worldwide to watch and respond on our trailer with open-ended questions. This allowed more room for opinions and detailed elaboration. Social network sites such as Facebook and Instagram were also helpful in feedback and improvement. We were able to get more likes and views for our trailer and sharing it with friends. We could see by shares and likes who our target audience was. We decided to use an iPhone 5S for the shooting of our trailer. We needed a device that was portable and could shoot in cramped conditions and small locations. Although other devices like Nikons and Canons have better quality, in social realism, handheld and shaky footage is seen as humanising and realistic and allows the viewer to feel as though they're involved. Instead, we used a photography camera for the material on our ancillary text. This enabled us to alter images by zooming in and cropping without changing the quality of the image. Once we took practice shots of our trailer, we used Photoshop, which was a first for us, to adjust the colour, saturation and fade of the photos, allowing us to layer them to reflect each feature of our narrative. For example, the relationship between Ross and Emma, use of the car and a police sign, then transfer these onto a Word document to arrange the text. Once we had finished with our filming and were satisfied with our shots, we began to edit our footage on iMovie, which is a free editing software on Apple Mac. We had previous experience with technology from AS and Preliminary. This made our editing more efficient and technically challenging yet more aesthetically pleasing. With our drafted storyboard, it also made it easier for us to know in what order we wanted our shots. From the offset, we did not want to use GarageBand and relied heavily on our soundtrack, but as we developed our trailer, we realised that there were some sound effects that we wanted that were not available online, royalty-free, or the quality was not satisfactory. We had never used this program before, but by watching video tutorials we were enabled to understand the necessities. We recorded our own voices and used a muffled setting on the clip to create a 999 emergency phone call sound effect. In conclusion, I can see a greater use of technology resources used in order to create a more educated and professional product.